Welcome back. Well, today, David Perry, the Executive Director of Blue Ridge Land Conservancy, is here to give us all the dirt on native plants for your yard and how you can help plant some this weekend. So welcome, David.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm always excited to learn, so I'm really happy to have you here. So the very first question, if you don't know at home, and I just kind of learned this recently because I'm new to all of this, what is a native plant?
Well, a native plant we typically think of as something that was here before the Europeans came. So a lot of plants that we enjoy and love in the United States were actually brought over from other countries, and we think of them as being native now, but they weren't here, 500 years ago, and they were brought over on a boat or a ship somehow. Yeah. And
so does that typically mean that they will do better, like weather-wise? They won't need a lot of attention if they're native? Yeah,
because this is where they evolved. So they are ideally suited to our Virginia climate, our Virginia weather patterns, and they will grow wonderfully and support other kinds of local wildlife.
I love that. I love that. So what kinds of native plants can we expect to see around here in early October?
Sure. Well, of course, you see a lot of mums, but those are more like decorative. They're not really native plants. But what you'll start to see is a lot of the plants that have been blooming over the summer will begin to start kind of dying back and producing seeds. And we're still a little ways away from our first frost, but that's really what makes them all die back. But take this purple coneflower here. You can see that it's nice and pretty and purple, but it's beginning to kind of show some age. And then this seed head on top will eventually turn black, and the goldfinches and other birds that eat seeds will just love it. They have a buffet.
So that's really good to have this planted in your yard.
Absolutely, yeah. This is a native coneflower. Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's gorgeous too. It's got so many health benefits. It's because it's echinacea.
It's echinacea. That's also what it's called. You can find the extracts in health food stores and those kinds of things.
Okay, awesome. So what else do you have here?
Let's see. We've got some goldenrod. This is actually anise-scented goldenrod, so it smells like licorice, which is really cool. I'm not sure if you can catch it or not. You have to crush it sometimes.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, it kind of has a licorice smell to it. A lot of people associate this with ragweed. It looks similar, but it's not the same. This is not giving you allergies, probably. But this is another one here. Let me see what my notes say about the goldenrod. Yeah, it makes these big arching sprays of flowers that come up from the ground. And, birds, honeybees love it, of course.
I think it's beautiful.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, absolutely. This is another popular one. It's a black-eyed Susan, and here you see some black-eyed Susan blossoms that are still intact and are very pretty and doing very well. And some of them have begun to dry up and go to seed. And again, this is where your seed-loving birds will just have a field day. And during the summer, all of the native pollinators, the ones that help, to make vegetables in our gardens and those kinds of things, have been feasting on these guys and getting nectar out of them.
Oh, I love that. It's a twofer.
Right, absolutely.
And what else do you have here?
So this is Tickseed, also known as Coreopsis. A lot of these are members of the aster family, and it's because their flowers all kind of look like daisies. And as you can see, some of these still have blossoms on them. Some of these have gone to seed. And Coreopsis is wonderful tickseed. It's called tickseed because the seeds are very tiny. They look like little tiny ticks. But they create great big mounds. And the really important one here, this is a native milkweed, and when you think of milkweed, you think of these great big tall gangly plants with giant leathery leaves, but this is a native milkweed. This is butterfly weed, I believe, and it creates these pods, and the pods burst and kind of create these cottony-like seeds that will blow in the wind. So
that is really cool.
This is the only species of plant that monarch butterfly caterpillars will feed on, and they are endangered.
Yes, absolutely. So I know I definitely want to get that planted. So I know that now is around the right time, right, to plant?
It is.
If you're going to?
If you're going to plant native trees, native bushes, now is a great time because they still have a month or so of warm weather to get settled in and to grow roots. If you're going to put seeds down, I would wait till it's a little bit colder because you don't want them to germinate in the fall because the plants will die. But the seeds do need a cold period over the winter, and then when they've had that cold period and you get the warm weather in the spring, they say, oh, it's time to wake up, time to germinate, and you'll get all of your seeds coming up then.
All right, but folks, they can help this week, and then they can help you guys plant some native plants this weekend at the Lemon House. Tell folks how they can do that.
Sure, yeah, we're having a native plant planting exercise and winter cleanup in our gardens at our office in Southwest Roanoke. And you can Google Blue Ridge Land Conservancy, find us on Facebook, Blue Ridge Land Conservancy, but Sunday afternoon 2 to 4.
Okay. Awesome. I think it's a great event. Great to learn about this stuff too. David Perry, the Executive Director of Blue Ridge Land Conservancy, thank you so much today for giving us all the dirt on these native plants and giving us a chance to volunteer this weekend.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
All right, stick around. We'll be right back.